All right, Econers, happy Tuesday, May 12th. We have just recently finished our abbreviated study of supply, demand, equilibrium all over a couple week period here. We're going to spend the next 2 weeks just looking at some basics in regards to taxation and some things that you should be able to do for yourself or recognize for yourself in regards to the way that taxes will impact your life. So I'm going to walk you through a quick little slideshow here today. After you've gone through this video, I've put an assignment in the Google Classroom that will show you a couple pay stubs with a couple sets of 5 questions in regards to each. Just fill in your answers, and this is not one of those perfect assignments, but to kind of do your best as you work your way through these things here, and then we'll build upon that with Thursday like we've done over the last couple weeks here. So what we're going to do today is just kind of look at your pay stub and recognize some of those things that you should be looking for, all right, when you look at your own pay stub. And so your name, of course, will be on the pay stub somewhere. You might have your Social Security identification number on there. It will always tell you what the pay period is. And so this pay period for this individual is from 10/31, October 31st through November 6th. All right, it shows us right there, and it tells us what the pay date this is. This check was released on the 8th of November. It will tell you, you might tell you how many dollars you make per hour. This individual, it says the rate here is 50. We can assume that's $50 an hour. That's a pretty nice job. They worked 50 hours this pay period, and so it tells them a total. We'll get to that here in 2 seconds. So first off, there's some language on here we have to be careful of and make sure that we recognize. And so first off, we have to recognize what the term, a couple terms here. And so this first arrow that popped up, we see 2 things here. All right, first we see this phrase gross. All right, gross refers to all of the income that you earn before any taxes are taken out, any deductions at all. So let's say you have a $10 an hour job and you work 1 hour a week. Your gross pay for that 1 week would be $10. All right, that's before any deductions, any taxes are taken out. So gross means total. All right. The other abbreviation that you might see on your own paycheck is this abbreviation of YTD. All right. YTD, if you remember from the budget project, stands for year to date. All right. And so this individual's gross pay for the entire year so far has been $112,500. All right. That's before any taxes were taken out. The next thing that we'll see is then you'll see for your individual check, you might see something that says something like current total or current gross. The gross for this pay period is $2,500, again, because they got paid $50 an hour for 50 hours. So the current pay period, they made $2,500 in gross money. All right. Now, that means before any taxes are taken out, and what you'll see on your paychecks many times or any other kind of deductions, you'll see this phrase deductions. And you will oftentimes see a current deductions, all right, how much money was taken out for this one single pay period, all right? And you also might see, like you see in this upper right-hand column over here, you'll also see year-to-date deductions, all right, for each one of the various categories of taxes and other types of deductions that might be taken out of your paycheck. So be careful when you look at your paycheck. You'll recognize that one column tells you how much money was taken out for each category for that one pay period, but it also, what it does for you is it says this is what's been taken out throughout the year. All right, finally, all right, you'll see this column, all right, or item that's referred to as net. All right, net pay is the income that you actually take home. So it's your gross less your deductions. And so the net pay for this pay period, this individual's gross income for the pay period was $2,500. After over $959 worth of deductions, their net pay is $1,540.81. That's how much money their check was for this one pay period. For the year to date, they've made almost $70,000 in take-home pay after all the deductions or in their net pay. A couple other things that you should look at. Right, first off, you'll see this thing on your paycheck that might be labeled as one single deduction. It could be labeled just as FICA. Right, you might see it also labeled as 2 separate deductions where they label it as Social Security. Here it's abbreviated FICA SS tax. And then you might see a separate deduction, FICA, it might be abbreviated like it is here with MED, that stands for Medicare deduction. I'm going to get back into that in a couple minutes, but those things are deductions that you'll see in every single one of your paychecks for a significant period of your life. The other kind of things that you'll see on your paycheck as far as deductions, besides Social Security and Medicare, those two FICA deductions, you'll see taxes taken out. You might see taxes taken out from the state of Illinois or whatever state you live in. This is a California state income tax. You also might see deductions taken out simply for federal income tax, right, on a week-to-week, pay period-to-pay period basis. So when you look at this individual paid $559.18 in federal income tax for this one single pay period. For the California income tax, they've paid over $8,200 to California income tax for the year in total. So kind of you can look at each one of these and see how much the deductions were for each one of those categories. And I already talked to you about the amount of money you might be making per hour. As a final thing that I want you to think about before we wrap up this video is FICA itself. Right? FICA stands for Federal Insurance Contributions Act. And again, when you look at your paycheck, it might simply say FICA and all of a sudden a ton of money is gone from your paycheck. Right? Some employers will break it down into two separate components and tell you exactly what those things are. Right? Regardless, as a wage earner in the United States of America, you got to know where that FICA money is going. Part of FICA, 6.2% of all of your gross earnings goes to Social Security. Social Security provides income for individuals in their retirement. So if you made $100,000 during the year, right, $6,200 of that would go directly into Social Security. And perhaps when you retire, when you're older, Social Security will still be alive and you'll collect some of that money for your retirement. All right. Also, for the elderly, we take out money for Medicare deductions. Generally, this money goes to the elderly for insurance coverage. And so Medicare is 1.45% of your gross earnings. So in simple terms, if you made $100,000 during a year, you'd have to pay $1,450 to Medicare for every set of $100,000 that you make. So you pay 1.45%. Combined, this is over 7.5% of your money goes to these two individual things. And it continues week after week, paycheck after paycheck. So take a look at these things on the pay stubs, answer the couple questions that I've got for you, and I'll see you again on Thursday.